होल्ड ऑन फॉर। ठीक है ठीक। ठीक। आपको एसएमएस देना था ना, तो मैंने। हाँ हाँ हाँ। हाँ ठीक है सर, मैं आपको कॉल बैक करता हूँ। हाँ 20 मिनट के बाद। ठीक, थैंक यू। ये श्रुति, गुड इवनिंग।
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Shruti, please introduce yourself.
Good evening, panel member. My name is Shruti Chavan, and I'm 22. So, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Good evening, panel member. My name is Shruti Chavan, and I'm 22 years old. I come from a city called Kalyan in Maharashtra, from where I've done my schooling. I've done my bachelor's in management studies from BK Birla College, Kalyan. As for my family, we're a family of four, with my father, who is a marketer, my mother, who is a government school teacher, and my brother, who is a data analyst. My interests and hobbies include dancing, especially the classical form Bharatanatyam, video making, and cycling. And for my relevant work experience, I had done a sales and marketing internship in my second year of college. With the skill set that I've acquired for over all these years, I wish to leverage my skills and establish myself in the respected banking industry. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so they tell me one thing. What is the meaning of your names? That is Shruti.
Yes, sir. So Shruti is means the passing of knowledge. Shruti is essentially the way the knowledge was passed during the times of Vedas. So the Vedas weren't necessarily passed on through text; it was passed on through speaking. So in Hindi, it's kahiya suni hui baat. That is Shruti. It's also a classical note in
Okay,
music.
so what was Veda? How many Vedas we had?
Um, we had Rigved, Yajurved, Atharva Ved, and Samved. So that comes to four.
There are four Ved.
As much as I can recollect.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So they tell me
Yes.
what impact are there after COVID of UPI transactions? What is UPI and how UPI is impacting Indian digital transaction system? What is basically UPI and how it works, and who of the following organizes and monitors these all transactions?
Yes. So UPI is Unified Payments Interface. It is a new age mode of transaction wherein we transfer money from one bank to another using a virtual payment address. There were other ways of transacting digitally before, like credit cards and saved debit cards or net banking. But to mitigate the cybersecurity risks, UPI was introduced by the NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India. This was specifically boosted after the onset of COVID-19, when we couldn't visit the banks personally to withdraw our money or to transfer money. So UPI had seen a surge in because of UPI, there was a surge in digital transactions, and we are consistently recording high numbers of transactions on a year-on-year basis.
Suppose you receive one call at 9 p.m. that so and so lottery has been granted to you. If you will click on so and so link, this money will be credited into your account. And unfortunately, you click the link and 9999 amount has been debited from your account. What will your first course of action?
Yes. My first course of action will be contacting my bank. I'm sure there are provisions wherein the bank helps the customers who have been the target of frauds. So the bank will surely help me to carry out the procedures regarding frauds. And then with the support of banks, I will also file a complaint, an FIR, with my nearest police station. And I will also present it to the bank so that the fraudster can be
See,
traced out.
this was so. See, this was your mistake basically. So bank will be basically refunding your money or not? What is your concept?
Uh, the bank won't refund my money because the money is credited to the other person's account, and bank won't take it on itself to refund the
See,
money.
government is going for 5 trillion economy. How government is going to achieve this big target?
Um, so with a couple of measures and with boosting the infrastructure and the employment opportunities, I think the government is all set to achieve the 5 trillion mark with supports and subsidies given to farmers, with production linked incentives, with boosts given to made in India, local, vocal for local. I think these are the important sectors such as MSMEs and small and marginal farmers. With an all-round development, I think it is not an impossible task to achieve
What
the
is
5 trillion.
what is difference between MSME and SMEs? What is basically these two sectors, SMS, MSME and SMEs?
MSME is basically micro, small, and medium enterprise, and SME is simply small and medium enterprise.
So how you are going to differentiate on the basis of amount or the basis of the company setup?
Uh, there are two parameters. One is the amount invested, and one is the turnover. So based on both,
Okay.
the differentiation is made.
Suppose my turnover is 10 lakh. So my unit will comes under SME or MSME.
So I can't recollect that amount right now. So sorry.
Okay. So since 2014, now we are in 2024. What development across pan India you can define in one line?
Digitization is the keyword here. From 2014 to 2024, digitization has made India and put India on a world pedestal. It has given India the name that is at par with the other countries and even
Okay.
ahead of the other countries.
Okay. So what are the other source of bank? How banks earn profit?
So may I just pause? I have to answer the bell, please. Just a second. Thank
How banks earn profit apart of loans?
you. All right. The primary source of profit for banks is the margin that the banks get earned by taking deposits and giving out the loans. That is one way. Banks can also earn profits by doing other activities such as cross-selling, selling insurance, bank assurance, mutual funds, and other activities that the bank takes up, factoring, discounting,
What is
etc.
bank insurance and what is discounting?
Bank assurance is when a bank and an insurance company collaborates to sell its product. Both the bank and the insurance company profits with the each other's audience. And the other one was
It was discounting.
discounting. Okay. Um, Discounting, as much as I can remember, discounting
Okay.
of
So
bills.
discounting may refer to BG and LCs. Right. What is locker?
Locker is a facility that is extended by banks. We can deposit, keep our valuables with banks safely by availing their locker facility.
Can you deposit your cash into your locker? Is it allowed?
I am not sure of it, sir, but we can definitely deposit our other valuables such as gold. I'm not sure of cash. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Suppose you're working as a cash officer or service manager in one branch, and one customer came to you. The age of the customer was more than 70 years. He was asking you, he wants to withdraw pension from his account. The date was 2nd of any month. There was a huge queue on the counter of the cash, and almost all customers having age more than 60 years, they all came for withdrawing of money. So how you are going to satisfy the customer who came to your desk for immediate withdrawal of his pension?
So the customer who must have come to me for his immediate withdrawal, I will hear him out, see if he has an urgency, a health emergency, or anything that might be his case. And if that's true, then I will, if I'm not free, then I will definitely assign some other staff to help him out. And I will also make sure that it is not done on the expense of the other customers. As you mentioned, all the other customers are also of the age. So I'll make sure that the regular work is not disrupted.
Okay. So why KYC these days is very important, and this is the only reason why Paytm has been penalized and the final death warrant has been issued on Paytm. So why KYC is very important? What is basically KYC and why KYC introduced by Reserve Bank of India?
Yeah.
Suppose I am having one saving account in one private ABC bank. So do I need to update my KYC on a regular basis or each after 1 year, each after 2 year? Do you have any idea about KYC?
Yes. The KYC is Know Your Customer. These guidelines were introduced by the Reserve Bank of India because the public sector banks and banks in general were tackling the problem of NPAs, non-performing assets. And to counter that, the KYC guidelines were introduced so that we have adequate information about the customers who are opening their accounts in the banks. Um, Now with KYC, um, the the question that you ask is the renewal of KYC, right? So it depends upon the risk profile of the customer. If the customer is a high risk profile, then he or she might have to renew their KYC sooner. There's 2 years, 8 years, and 10 years. So with which of the risk profile he might fall upon,
How
he
your
has
weakness,
to
how your weakness is going to help our organization?
my weakness.
How your weakness is going to help our organization?
I'm sorry, did I hear that right? My weakness. Okay.
How your weakness will be the asset for the bank?
Sure. My weakness might be that I try to take all the work on my own. I am a little shy of asking for help, but that is one thing that helps me perform better. I perform well in pressured environments. I like when there's a little pressure, and that helps me perform efficiently. So I think with that, the bank and the branch can definitely be benefited.
You got 5 lakh rupees from your in-laws accounts, and you want to invest your that 5 lakh rupees. Where you would like to do your investment, in FDs or in other investment parts?
I would definitely put that into a fixed deposit account. I understand that there are other avenues as well which can offer competitive rates, but I would not like to bet on that. And since I don't know much about the other financial markets and I have no comprehensive knowledge about that, I would be safe if I kept it in an FD.
Because you are not going to ask, or you are not going to take the advice of any banker or any of your friend or any of your relatives who have invested such and so an amount.
So most
No.
of my yes. So, as with regards to my family is also of the same mindset. They like to keep their money safe in FD. So I'm sure they will answer the same thing. But yes, if someone is willing to give me a better point of view, then I'll definitely be open to that.
Government works towards farmer, towards female, and towards child.
Yes.
What are the major government scheme for these three, pillar of the economy, for farmers, for female, and for child?
For
Any
females, so that
government scheme you can relate with all three?
yes. So for females, there is a Mahila Samman's saving scheme, which offers a 7.5 rate of interest. That is a commendable scheme that the government has introduced for the period of 2 years. For the farmers, the government is trying their very best to give them a minimum support price so that the farmers get their due amount of all the hard work that they put in. And for children, um, I cannot recall a scheme for children as of now.
Okay. Why you would like to join bank? There are so many sectors. You did your management. Then why bank? Or your experience, if you have gone through any of the public sector banks, what was your experience?
Answering your first question, so why bank? I believe that banking is a very competitive industry and it demands someone who's on their toes. It demands someone who has exceptional communication skills, who has interpersonal skills, and someone who is of an friendly nature. I believe that I'm all of those and I'm the perfect fit for someone who looks forward to become a banker. And yes, so that's what I feel.
Okay. Negotiable instrument, that is checks. So how checks are different from demand draft?
Checks, so is also a negotiable instrument, so as draft. In check, there are three parties involved: a drawer, a drawee, and a payee. Drawer is, suppose me, I'm the person who's drawing the check and the account holder. I want to pay to XYZ person in front of me, that's another party. And drawee is the bank, the mediator, the middle person. That's not the case in demand draft. Demand draft, there are two parties involved, the bank and the ultimate person who's going to get paid. In check, there's also another difference that the check might bounce if there are insufficient fund, but that is not the case in the demand draft. Demand draft is going to be successful only if there's money in the
Planning
bank.
commission runs 5 years plan, right? Planning
Yes.
commission basically runs plan for 5 years. So
Yes.
planning, which plan is basically running from 2020 to 2025?
It was the 15th Planning Commission.
15th planning commission. We are basically in 15th planning commission, right?
Yes.
Okay. So who is the chief of the planning commission? Or the planning commission has been renamed with Niti Aayog. Or the planning commission is existing also? Then what is Niti Aayog? Okay, fine. If we are in 15th planning commission, then what is the concept of Niti Aayog?
I'm sorry, sir. I may have confused that with the Finance Commission.
Okay. Now tell me
And
something about planning commission.
like you asked, Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is the national institution for transforming India, and Niti Aayog overlooks all the implementation of the schemes.
Mm-hmm. So planning commission is different from Niti Aayog, or both are same?